Hotep brothers and sisters, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, as always giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, as well as my father, my in-laws, and to all my subscribers and everybody that's fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. What I want to talk about is they're having a march today. Let's just get down to the meat and potatoes of this shit. They're having a march today about this gun violence and all this other, all this other choreographed bullshit with these so-called leaders, black leaders, which we don't have. The black leader in the community is you, black man, black woman. You are the leader. You have those who are fighting in the liberation and salvation for the black nation. Let me make that clear. Because you have more integrity, you have more guts, you're willing to stand up, fight, kill, bleed, and die for the freedom of your babies and the babies to come out, babies, and so on. You are the leaders. But you're not going to get any credit for that because you're not part of the boule. You're not part of this secret homosexual society that's going on here, within the black community. The boule, Sharpton, Jackson, West, Smiley. Those names should be familiar to you. Lewis. Those names should be familiar with you because those are the people, those are the Negroes that sell us out on a daily and consistent basis. Now, they having a fucking gun violence, but no one is talking about the fucking crackers who bring the guns and drop the guns in the black community. Because when you put weapons in a community that's filled with that's filled with anger, self-hatred, post-traumatic slave syndrome, poverty, and drugs, and you put weapons in the community, you're gonna have black on black crime. You're going to have that. That's only a natural reaction for the self-hate that our people that living in subordinate situations and these condemned fucking housing and you're going to have that type of reaction. That's just a natural reaction for a person that's near death and walking around hungry, broke, and in total destitute. No one is talking about how the guns got in the community, in which they know. Because the NRA, the FEMA, the FBI, and the CIA, they put the guns in the black community. That's why so many police, law enforcement is so heavy now, because of the fact that they make the money off of the black lives. Young black men and women that are murdered daily, either by police terrorism or by their own brothers' terrorism. And see, they're not talking about that. They're not talking about the drugs that's placed in the community. Who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for that? Who do you blame for that? I know who goes to prison for it. But who puts the drugs in the black community? Who puts the weapons in the black community? The same people that have taken the resources, the economic structure out of the black community. So once again, we're sitting around fucking marching like we have no fucking sense at all. Once again. It's nothing, just a whole bunch of yelling, and they get these boule speakers to speak out, Yeah, we need to do this. And Chicago had so much violence over the weekend. All this bullshit and hypocrisy from these so-called leaders that are nothing but paid Negroes. Their job is to make sure the poor blacks and other blacks remain at a subordinate, povertized level while they receive wealth from the white hierarchy. Just like they made Trayvon White, a DC councilman in Ward 8, apologize for saying that the Rothschilds who own HARP, I can say it, there are a lot, and HARP is responsible for the controlling of the weather. They created Katrina, they created the tsunami, they created all these hurricanes for the purpose of gaining oil in the lower Ninth Ward of Louisiana and New Orleans, where the poor, povertized blacks live. There's a whole millions and billions and trillions of dollars of crude oil in the lower Ninth Ward, under where our people that living in subordinate conditions are staying. And that's why they wanted to wash them off of the planet, so they can go down, dig, and get that oil and create a brand new New Orleans. A regentrified New Orleans. Wake up. You know, and see, a lot of you niggas keep believing everything you hear on the news. You believe everything them motherfucking crackers tell you. But when a brother tells you that, or a sister explains and breaks the shit down to you, you want to know what school a motherfucker went to, what fucking daycare he went to, did he drink all this milk and all this bullshit, and where did he get his information from? Common sense would be you get your information from the same motherfuckers that are oppressing your ass. That's where the information comes from. If a motherfucking cracker got his foot on your neck, physically got his foot on your neck, are you going to worry about what the temperature is outside, or are you going to speak on this motherfucking demon having his foot on your neck? So I get sick of motherfuckers trying to interrogate me on where did I get my information from, because you don't have any information, and you don't have the guts to even take an intense journey to research to find out what's going on and why your people are in the fucking conditions that they in. You don't want to know why. And so you rely on the same motherfuckers that got you in the condition. You believe what they say on the news. And that's how sick we are mentally. You know, that we believe this shit. Instead of having a rally of protesting to make sure every motherfucker that has killed these brothers and sisters up here go to fucking jail immediately. That's what a rally should be about. That's what a march should be about. And see, what you motherfuckers, you crackers want to do is you want to disarm the black community. That's why you're having this. This is one of the main reasons. You want us to feel guilty about having guns, but yet you motherfuckers have guns, and so you won't have to worry about nothing happening to your ass if you kill us, because we'll be unarmed. And how many of us unarmed have you murdered? Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at these crackers. Dylan Roof, who in the black church killed 9 elderly black people. He had a weapon, but he was arrested. The motherfucker in Orlando did what he did. He was arrested. And look at all the people, Mike Brown and the rest of them, Freddie Gray and everybody else, Trayvon Martin, everybody else who weren't armed that were murdered. And then you're talking about some gun violence and gun control. You motherfuckers need to control your guns. And this is my plea to the black community. Please do not give up your motherfucking weapons. Under no conditions. Because they've been tricking us, tricking the youth. Telling them to go on these police stations and turn in their motherfucking guns for a pair of Jordans or some movie tickets or a PlayStation or some dumb shit like that. Meanwhile, you're unarmed. So when this motherfucker pulls up on you in the middle of the night and blows your ass away, you know, because everybody that's been murdered was unarmed. And Philando Castile was a licensed weapon carrier. And he didn't even have his weapon on him. And so, you know, and then motherfuckers sympathize with the police talking about he didn't know whether he had a weapon or not. Get the fuck out of here. Whether he had one or not, when you murdered him and found out that he didn't have one, the first thing you crackers do in the media is you look up somebody's history. Oh, he was a thug because, you know, we looked his records up, and then when he was in daycare, he didn't drink all his motherfucking milk. So he's a motherfucking thug and a criminal and hoodlum. A motherfucker's past don't have nothing to do with him being murdered for being unarmed, for just being black. And then you niggas did a damn near march and take y'all asses home. Because you're not doing nothing but being made out of a fool. And they gonna show on the news people yelling, then they gonna show some, you know, they show the usual people. Trayvon Martin's parents, Mike Brown's parents. You know, they show all the parents. So they can relive that whole goddamn tragedy, you know, over again. The whole racist goddamn tragedy over again about the slaughtering of their fucking children. You see, they play on their emotions, have them crying, telling the blacks to put their guns down, but don't tell the motherfucking crackers to put theirs down. And I'm telling y'all, don't fall for this shit. Don't fall for this shit. Because it's not us that's killing us, it's them. How does a 14-year-old boy get a Russian assault weapon? Coming from Russia, and this little boy hasn't been but 4 blocks from his house. Now how does he get his hands on a Russian assault weapon? And I'll tell you why. Because what they do, they take tractor trailers with weapons in them, a certain amount of weapons, and they drop them off in parking lots of malls, parking lots, after hours, and leave the back doors unlocked. And so it doesn't take but a couple of minutes for the word gets around that there's a truck around the corner with guns in it. So after the guns are unloaded, the truck pulls off. They do the same thing in each and every city. Who's responsible for the drug trade? Now you admit about Rick Ross. Yeah, that's after he done served about 30 years in motherfucking jail. All the wrong people went to jail behind that. You know, Oliver North. You know, everybody walked free. Bush, everybody else walked except Rick Ross. Blandone, all of these motherfuckers walked. Colin Powell and the rest of these motherfuckers, they walked. And destroyed, devastated the black community for nearly 2 goddamn decades of pure devastation. And so, you know, so who puts the drugs out there now? The same people who did it before. Man, when are we gonna stop being so goddamn dumb, man? Let's have a march. Let's have a protest. I'm not gonna call, because I'm not marching. I don't give a fuck what the situation. I'm not marching. You know, let's walk and demand that every cracker that has murdered a black male or female be arrested and immediately locked the fuck down. Because you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You know, you murdered Sandra Bland. You outright, blatantly murdered her. And then what do you motherfucking crackers do in the media? Y'all try to play like she was on all types of medication. She was fucked up and all this. And you saw the video she made prior to being pulled over. In high spirits and everything. But you had to get rid of her because she was conscious. And she was going to another town, another city, you know, and get situated, you know, and put some more information out to help some more of our brothers and sisters. You couldn't, you know, so y'all had to get rid of her. You had to break her neck. And that's the same way with that drug fentanyl that's been deliberately placed in the black community and has killed hundreds of thousands of black people. You know, and I take that shit personal. That's deliberately placed in the black community. To kill the brothers and sisters, because a lot of the brothers and sisters that are that's struggling with substance abuse are some of our most strongest people on the motherfucking planet. But that's the only thing that, you know, you can use to bring them down. That's just a tool to bring them down, take them down. Because, you know, when they on top of their game, when their minds and heads are clear, and when they on a high fucking vibration, you know, you can't deal with them. You know, they are a fucking force to be reckoned with. Believe me, I know. So what are we gonna do? Keep talking that gun violence bullshit. And y'all motherfucking devils, you devils know that you are the ones responsible for bringing that shit, for bringing them guns and them drugs in the black community. You know, we need to name the names. George Soros, David Rockefeller, may he rest in fire. You know, the Rothschilds. Yeah, I said it. The Rothschilds. These hook-nosed, Jew-bagel, so-called imposter, so-called Jew. I'm the real Jew. You know, the ADL, the JDL, Abraham Foxman, and that whole motherfucking clique. You know, of these faggot rabbis that suck baby penises, talking about you circumcising them and all this shit. You know, have these little white babies in pure fucking agony because you done took some scissors and cut some of their foreskin off, and now you're biting on their motherfucking little penises. Call yourself drinking the motherfucking blood. And these little babies grow up with motherfucking STDs and shit. And then you got a nerve to talk about you the chosen motherfucking people. Shit. You got the game fucked up, and you know who is the original motherfucker of the planet. That's why y'all you stay up day and night trying to find a way to get rid of us. To get us off the motherfucking planet. You know. Why would you hate on some people that don't have shit? That's like you living in a mansion on top of the hill, and a motherfucker that lives miles away at the bottom of the hill living in a motherfucking shithole. Why would you hate on him? Number one, you know you ain't got no business in that mansion. Because the motherfucker in the shithole built the mansion. By force. And so that's another reason why I don't want to hear you know, when them crackers talking about they not racist and all that bullshit. All of y'all. All of you. If you're not, take some of the wealth that my ancestors broke their backs, the ones that y'all raped, tortured, murdered, and castrated for money and land that was passed down from generation to generation that we own. Give us our cut back off of it, if you're not racist. I haven't seen Ned Cracker do no shit like that. So don't come to me with that bullshit about you not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body, man. Yeah, it's in your blood, though. It's in your economic blood. Yeah. Let's take a look at the brothers and sisters that have been murdered in cold blood. And you niggas want to march about some goddamn guns. Because some brothers in Chicago shooting at each other. And a lot of them are not to blame for it. It ain't all gangbangers that are doing the killing. These are FBI, CIA, and FEMA agents posing as gangbangers that's doing a lot of the killing. Because there's no way you don't make barely any motherfucking arrest and you can count how many people, how many black men are in each ward. And you all know this shit, man. But see, our leaders are too afraid to say anything. Because you are paid to keep your motherfucking mouth shut. They'll let Sharpton bark for a little while, but he knows when to shut the fuck up. Because he does that at every injustice, every police terrorism, when they kill one of our brothers and sisters. He does it at every motherfucking march. Talk that bullshit, then he'll say, let the law prevail. You know, now that you dating Lisa Ray, eating and lining out her ass while y'all butt naked in the bed, you got a goddamn pamper on. You know, you can't even eat a motherfucking candy bar because your motherfucking ass is, had the shakes and your bowels are popped. You know, because, you know, and Lisa Ray, she should be ashamed of herself. She's nothing but a fucking, she's another celebrity slut. Another celebrity slut. Anytime you willing to fuck a motherfucker with a pamper on, your motherfucking ass is sick. Sleeping with a motherfucker that look like Baby Huey with a motherfucking perm. You know, instead of living like a normal queen, get down to earth. Tell on Hollywood what they done to you, what Ice Cube and all them, how they fucked you around. Because he's some shit too. He's a piece of shit too. You know, and this is the shit I be talking about. I'm not afraid to put this shit out here. I'm not afraid. Because I'm telling the truth. You know, and if we all get together, you know, put everything on the table and let's go ahead and deal with this system of racism, white supremacy. Instead of trying to shine for personal recognition, personal gain. So somebody can say that, you know, you laying it down or that you handsome and fine and all this. Nobody has time for that shit. A real warrior doesn't have time for shit like that. But you fake niggas do it all day long. That's all you're searching for, a fucking payday, man. And then when you get paid, what do you do with the money? Have you ever seen Ice Cube, you know, rent 5 or 6 motherfucking custom buses with kitchens in them, going around every inner city, feeding people? See, that's the shit that will wake people up. That's the shit that will give people hope. We do it. My organization, the Street Law Soldiers, we personally do it. We come out our own pockets. You know, we're not employed by no motherfucking body. You know, I work and I do groups, you know, for youths that's in the group homes, because I worked in them group homes for over a decade. You know, and I found out, you know, that they didn't want these children in D.C. to recover and to be rehabilitated. They wanted them to keep getting in trouble so they can come back in there so everybody can continue to get paid. And I'm not a part of that. I refuse to be a part of that shit. You know, and so financially, I had done some suffering for years. You know, with no motherfucking assistance. You know, but it always is two people that stick by your side. That's your queen and your moms. You know, and I couldn't, you know, and Brother Harris Abdul and my sister. You know, that was my network. That was my lifeline. You know, but nevertheless, you know, our people that have the resources, that have the connections, but they want to be praised for every little penny that they give somebody. And that's why I tell people, I tell the youth, do not follow these athletes and entertainers, because they're not for real. They don't have any love for you. All they want is your money, regardless of how poor you are. Because you look up to them and you would love to meet them. So you would take the last penny that you got to go see them or to be around them. But they don't give a fuck about you. They could care less about you. And that's how it goes. I'm gonna come back. My next video is gonna be on I'm gonna talk about Sanaa Lathan. I'm gonna talk about John Wilson, the murder of John Wilson, DC councilman, and I got a few more. I got the P. Diddy, the bad boy, the Craig Mack story. I got some things coming up I'm gonna drop on y'all. So until then, Hotep, peace, Black Power.